I've been waking up slow with the weight in my chest, like the sun forgot how to shine in the west. And I smile when they ask, say I'm doing just fine, but there's thunder rolling quiet in the back of my mind. Some days are light, and some days I fake, and some days I break for my own damn sake. Well, the thing is, I'm trying, even when the voice in my head keeps lying. It's a war just to get out of bed, but I breathe in deep and I face it instead. No, I'm not alright, but I'm fighting to be. Well, the thing is, I'm still me. I got friends who don't call, and I don't blame them. Hard to hold space when your world's gone vacant. And I wish I could tell you what's missing inside, but it's foggy in here, even with open eyes. I wear my silence like armor, I know, but there's hope in the cracks where the light starts to show. Well, the thing is, I'm healing, even when I don't trust what I'm feeling. Every scar is a line in my song, every stumble's a sign. I've been walking this long, and I don't have the map, but I've got my feet. Well, the thing is, I'm still me. I won't lie and say it's easy, but I won't hide the storm inside. If you're walking through the darkness, take my hand, we'll walk side by side. Well, the thing is, we're learning, and the fire in our hearts keeps burning. Even when the night feels too long, the strength in the fact we go on. So if you're not okay, let this song set you free. 'Cause the thing is, you're still you, and that's still enough for me.
Good day, everyone. Good evening, wherever you're located. Welcome in. So today's live is types of narcissism. Now, when you do research and you look it up, they say there's 5. They say there's 8. They say there's 14 types of narcissism. Well, there's actually 5 types. It depends on where you do your research. So, Psych Central, we're going to talk about the different types of narcissism. Now, there are 9 symptoms of narcissistic personality. So, you got narcissism as a personality trait versus a personality disorder. When people talk about narcissism, they might be referring to either as part of someone's personality or as narcissistic personality disorder, NPD. Narcissistic personality disorder is a form of mental health diagnosis, and there's only one type. This condition is usually diagnosed when narcissism extends beyond a personality trait and persistently affects many areas of your life. And there are 9 symptoms of the narcissistic personality. 3 sides, how you doing? However, researchers and other experts on narcissism have found multiple ways narcissism can show up as part of someone's personality, including those with former diagnosis, and that's what we will be talking about here. So how many types of narcissism are there? There are 5 types of narcissism. Some research draws a line between 2 categories of narcissism: adaptive narcissism, aspects of narcissism that can actually be helpful like high self-confidence, self-resilience, and the ability to celebrate yourself. Maladaptive narcissism connected to traits that serve you and can negatively impact how you relate yourself to others. Kathy, how you doing? When most people talk about narcs, they usually refer to the type of narc under the maladaptive umbrella. For example, entitlement, aggression, and the tendency to take advantage of others. This would be associated with symptoms of NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. Some research suggests it can be more accurate to view narcissism as on a spectrum from less to more severe narcissistic traits. You might then imagine that the different types of narcissism fit somewhere along the spectrum. The type of narcs that lie under the umbrella are of adaptive and maladaptive narcissism include overt, also known as grandioso or grandiose, and agnetic narcissism. This type of narcissism is what most people associate with narcissistic personality. Someone with overt narcissism might come across as outgoing, arrogant, entitled, overbearing, having an exaggerated self-image, needing to be praised and admired, exploitative, competitive, lacking empathy. Some research connects overt narcissism with the big five personality traits as an extroversion and openness. It also suggests people with overt narcissism are more likely to feel good about themselves and less likely to experience uncomfortable emotions like sadness, worry, and loneliness. People with overt narcissism can also tend to overestimate their own abilities and intelligence. One study published in 2018 also suggests overt narcissism might cause someone to overestimate their own emotional intelligence. Willow, how you doing? Now you got covert narcissism, also known as vulnerable narcissism and closet narcissism. Covert is the contrast to overt. While many people think narcissism as a loud and overbearing trait, people with covert narcissism don't fit this pattern. Instead, some traits of someone with covert include expressions of low self-esteem, higher likelihood of experiencing anxiety, depression, and shame. Introversion, insecurity, low confidence, defensiveness, avoidance, tendency to feel or play the victim. While someone with covert will still be very self-focused, this is likely to conflict with deep fear or sense of not being enough. A study on personality in covert narcs, published in 2017, found that this was the most strongly likely high neuroticism, tendency to experience unpleasant emotions and disagreeableness. Some people with covert is likely to have a hard time accepting criticism. But unlike a person with overt, someone with covert may be more likely to internalize and take the criticism more harshly than it was intended. According to some research, you have what they call agnostic narcissism, or no, it's an antagonistic narcissism is a subtype of overt. Some features of antagonistic include arrogance, tendency to take advantage of others, tendency to compete with others, and disagreeability or proneness to arguing, according to research from 2017. Okay, that's interesting. That's something new I learned. So, according to research in 2017 about facets of narcissism and forgiveness, those with antagonistic narcissism reported they were less likely to forgive others than people with other types of narcissism. People with antagonistic narcissism may also have lower levels of trust in others, according to a 2019 study. And then you got communal narcissism. Communal narcissism is another type of overt. So they have subcategories, okay? Subcategories of narcissism. All right. So another subcategory of overt narcissism is communal, which is becoming easily morally outraged, describe themselves as empathetic and generous, react strongly to things they see as unfair. That's interesting. For example, while communal narcissism might cause you to say and believe you have a strong moral code or care for others, you may not realize the way you treat others doesn't match what your beliefs. Randy, how you doing? Rosaline, how you doing? And then you got malignant narcissism. Narcissism can exist at different levels of severity, and malignant narcissism is a more severe form. It can also cause more problems for the person living with it. Malignant is more closely connected to overt than covert. Someone with malignant may have common traits of narcissism, like a strong need for praise and to be elevated above others. In addition, malignant can show up as vindictiveness, sadism, or getting enjoyment from pain of others, aggression when interacting with other people, paranoia, or heightened worry about potential threats. Someone with malignant narcissism may also share some traits with antisocial personality disorder. This means someone with malignant can be more likely to experience legal trouble or substance use disorder. In a small study involving people with BPD, borderline personality disorder, those with malignant had a hard time reducing anxiety and gaining a better ability to function in day-to-day life. Experts work with 5 main types of narcissism: overt, covert, communal, antagonistic, and malignant narcissism. They can all affect how you see yourself and interact with others. When it comes to treatment, narcissism can be tricky because many people live with it, don't necessarily feel the need to change. However, living with narcissism does pose its own mental health effects, including anxiety, depression, and substance use. Sometimes the impact of these effects causes the person to reach out for help. When someone living with narcissism seeks professional support, there's a lot of potential for growth and improved mental health. Let's see Vibrant in here. Alma! Oh my Lord, Alma! You didn't have to do that, Alma. Thank you. Did I see Vibrant in here? Somebody said Vibrant. Why am I not seeing Vibrant? Hold on. Where's Vibrant? Where is Vibrant? He was here. But I don't see his comment. That's weird. What is going on with StreamYard? Oh, he was in chat but not chatting. Okay. Okay, Viper received a gift membership. Okay. Okay. Man, I was like, people are saying hi and I don't see him. I was losing my mind. So, but then I want to talk more, right? Because they talk about dark triad. Has anybody in here heard of dark triad? Okay. So, dark triad, the narcissistic trait triad, more commonly known as the dark triad, refers to 3 distinctive but overlapping personality traits: narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. These traits are characterized by self-centeredness, manipulation, and a lack of empathy, and individuals scoring high in these traits are more likely to engage in harmful or socially problematic behaviors, including competitive or leadership roles. So, Yeah, correct. Rosalie, one does not need to be present to receive a gifted membership. Yeah. So now there are people out there that have traits of narcissism, but they're not considered narcissists. They might have like one or two things, but like, selfishness, like I don't know. It's just there's so much. There's so much to a narcissist. Like what do you call somebody who acts like they're empathetic, but they're not? Like, how do you know if they lack empathy? You know, um, unless you know the person personally. You, um, it's oh Willow, what's up, Will B? How you doing? Thank you, Willow. Gifted 5 memberships. That is so amazing. Awesome. Thank you very much. Whoever got gifted a membership, thank Alma and thank Willow. So I've always tried to understand, okay, um, what a narcissist is. Like, I've tried to understand them, and I can't. For some reason, I can't. I've tried so hard to understand narcissism, and I've never been with a narcissist, never been friends with a narcissist, so I've never experienced a narcissist. And I've always wanted to understand what you go through when you're with a narcissist. Like, really understand, like in depth, because I don't know. I just like I met somebody with borderline personality disorder, and oh my word, that was a person. All right. Yep. And I'm still friends with that person to this day. They're they're an ex from a long time ago, very long time ago. We didn't last long. Yes, will be. The lack of empathy. It's correct. Their lack of empathy is hardest for me to understand too. Okay, because it's just I don't get it. Like how can you not have feel what other people are going through or understand what other people are going through? You know what I'm saying? And just feel for them. Shift happens. My forever. How you doing? I just never understood. So one thing I never understood, and can somebody in chat explain it to me? You know how when you hurt yourself, right? And the first thing somebody walks up and says to you, "Are you okay?" I've never understood that. I've never understood that. You know, when you injure yourself and somebody walks up to you and says, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Not, "Is there anything I can do to help? Um, do you need help?" Like, I hurt myself. No, I'm not okay. So I'm gonna drop the link. And if you've experienced somebody with narcissism, come up on panel and let's talk about it. If you've been with a narcissist, or you know a narcissist, or you've been around a narcissist, click the link and come up on panel and let's talk about it. So, okay, Kathy. Known some, but no close family or love interest. I got to go some old posts on YouTube and delete them. Yep. I got some old posts on YouTube. Somebody just, yeah. Somebody just commented on it while I'm live. An old post. And I got to delete it. Where's it at? Man, somebody must be lurking on my channel for. Okay. Can I delete it? Yep. Okay. So, yeah, somebody went to a post from 2 years ago. 2 years ago, where I shouted out I forgot I even did it, a creator that I used to be friends with. And I forgot I even posted it. Forgot I even posted it. So Yeah, I know, Rosalie. But it popped up, and I'm like, man, did I really say that? I didn't remember that. Yep, I did. So, yeah. But I can't relate to narcissism because I don't understand it personally. Um, I need to do more. I want to do more research on the triad. The triad looks very interesting. I'm going to do more research on the dark triad. So, but I want to thank you guys for being here. I got an issue I got to deal with. I'm going to be in Discord because I don't want to talk about it publicly on my live, but I do need to talk. So can people meet me in Discord after show? I'll be there. I just need opinions from you guys. I need to talk. I just can't do it here. So if you guys can meet me in Discord, I appreciate it. With that being said, I'm out, my friends. Until next time.